If you were going to teach a class on how to let a less talented team hang around and end up beating you, this would probably be the game you show on day one. Luckily, it doesn't actually matter. Avs lose 2-1 to the Dallas Stars in their second preseason game. So obviously the scoreboard is not a great look, given the roster the Avs iced was about 85% of what is likely to be their opening night one, and Dallas iced a bunch of prospects. But the scoreboard doesn't matter in preseason, and the process, for the most part, was pretty good for the Avs in this game. The Avs outshot the Stars in every single period in the second and third by a gigantic margin, and the only reason the Avs didn't run away with this game was Jake Ottinger and Landon Bowe, Dallas Stars goalies. But I'm getting ahead of myself here, as the Avs looked like they were going to run away with it early, putting the first goal of the game in the back of the net just 2.5 minutes in. Sam Girard makes a fantastic stretch pass, basically 80 feet up the ice to Pierre-Edouard Bellemare here. Just perfect play. Not something you expect to see a whole lot of in the preseason. Bellemare gains the blue line before feeding to Calvert, who comes down the middle of the ice. Calvert just fires off a shot directly on nets. Pretty good quality. He manages to get the nice rebound. O'Connor is swooping in to collect this one. Unfortunately, he mishandles it, but you're going to see Bellemare come in from the other side and really just drive to the net, be the man hungry for the puck, find it, and flip it in through Ottinger. I knew Bellemare was going to be good in his role as a fourth-line center, but I think I probably underestimated how much better he was going to make his line mates. So far, he has been excellent at doing that as well. He and Matt Calvert were fantastic throughout this game. Even with Logan O'Connor on there, they probably made the Avs' best line of the entire game. Granted, that top line of McKinnon and Landeskog certainly wasn't giving it 100%, but still, they stood out. So the Avs are on the board with their first preseason goal, and the defense tonight looked significantly better. Yes, a much better quality of players, but also just well-rounded. They were really doing a great job of forcing Dallas into low percentage opportunities. There are a lot of good things you can take out of this game for the Avs, but the power play is not one of them. They ended up going 0 for 4 on the night, including one in the first period. That makes them now 0 for 9 in the preseason. And if you go back to the rookie tournament, it's actually a really silly number of 0 for 28. So that was certainly a concern at this point. And that first power play in particular, not a good one. Not even registering a shot on goal. Honestly, the rest of the first was kind of a cruise. The Avs' bigger names didn't really show up until the second and third periods. The second period was probably the Avs' best, outshooting the Stars 16-5 in it. Grubauer really didn't have much of a workload at all. The second line, particularly Kadri and Donskoy, continued to seem to feed off each other well. This comes from training camp where they were doing it. And Donskoy in particular stood out for his ability to handle the puck and keep it under his control in the offensive zone, while Kadri was the trigger man there, getting 5 shots on net. If not for some very, very good play from Jake Ottinger, the Avs easily could have scored about 3 goals in this period and ran away with this one. The one place they did get let down was the power play. They got 2 opportunities in the period. Another one of them, not a single shot on goal registered, and the man to finally get them a shot was Martin Couch, who did play quite well throughout the game. We also got a beautiful clip of Sam Girard ending Ty Fellhaber with a spin, and this is fine. Process is what you want to see in the preseason. The goals ideally will come. They better come by the regular season, because losing these games is not going to fly once it counts for the record. Through the first 2 periods, you'd really have a hard time picking anyone that was struggling on the Avs side. Even Val Nichushkin had a couple of flashes. Even with all the good, though, only being 1-0 after 2 did feel a little meh. And then the third period happened. For reference, Dallas's lineup consisted of a couple of NHL regulars, but no one really in the top 6, and a couple of NHL fringe players, but the majority of it was prospects or minor leaguers. On paper, losing this game looks bad. And the first half of the third period it looked like the Avs were dominating, at one point out shooting the Stars at 9-1. One minor problem, though. That one shot, yeah, it found the back of the net. In what looks like a set breakout play, Harley is going to fire a pass up the ice to a crossing Gardner who's going to try and receive it in the neutral zone. Currently, the Avs are set up with Byram on the left side, Alt on the right, but Byram, instead of playing a zone and sticking to his half of the ice, is going to follow the man through the neutral zone, and that means both Avs D end up on the same half of the ice here. I'm not sure if this is a tip play all the way for Gardner to tip it back to the near side or not. In fact, this may even hit Alt's stick. It's pretty hard to tell, but it does kick back to that side, and Byram is now caught on the far side, leaving a wide open lane for Scotty Upshall to walk into with the puck. Alt does try to recover here. He's just a little bit slow to get his balance back and go after the puck, meaning Upshall beats him to the puck, and then he's weak on the body as well, reaching for the puck instead of trying to play the man. This allows Upshall right around him, and then Upshall does put on a nice shot to finish high on Gruby. And from the second angle here, we can see that it does end up hitting off of Gardner's stick, not Alt's. Still not sure the redirect play was set up to be how it went, but it worked out for Dallas. So a bit of a cross-up between your AHL captain and your rookiest of rookies. Not really that big of a deal, especially in a game that you've been dominating on the ice. The problem is, games like these always seem to end up decided by a funny bounce, and the Avs not being able to take advantage of their power plays left the door open. The Avs did get one of those power plays in the third period, and I will say Unit 1 did look much better on that one. They were getting shots on net, and I did like the movement quite a bit. Players were rotating around, switching spots. It wasn't everyone just stuck in their one role. But close doesn't count in regular season hockey nor preseason hockey, and the Avs didn't find the back of the net. They did get one funny lucky bounce, though, as the Stars did hit a post for the first good preseason post. Ultimately, though, the Avs seemed to run out of steam in the last 10 minutes of the third. After killing off a penalty, the bad bounce comes through. You're going to see Byram has plenty of time with the puck behind his own net. There's no need to rush this breakout. He takes his time and then ultimately decides to slap this puck up the boards. Don't know why he didn't look for a more direct pass given all the time he had, but this was the decision he made, and he fires it right to a Dallas Stars player in Mersch, streaking in from the blue line. You can see the Avs didn't even really have anyone in the vicinity there. No one even close to him as Nichushkin tries to rush back and get on his man. Mersch just flicks a puck towards the net here. It's not even a hard shot. Honestly, look at that. That's probably not even going on net. But it takes a bounce off of Byram himself, trying to get back and defending the slot, and right in. That's 2 goals going in off of Byram into his own net in 2 games. I don't know who told him to watch Francois Beauchemin footage, but it's time to stop. The Avs would make life incredibly difficult for themselves, immediately taking a penalty after the goal, so they couldn't even really mount a comeback. One interesting note, when they did pull the goalie at the end, they went with 5 forwards and 1 defenseman. I like the aggressive mentality there. They end up not being able to get it done and lose to go 0-2 through the preseason so far. On the one hand, who cares? It's preseason. On the other, a win would have been nice here, especially given the roster disparity. The Avs did outshoot them 47-23, so you can't complain much about how they were playing on the ice besides not being able to score. And at very least, the top dogs of McKinnon and Landeskog were not going 100%, certainly. So, at the end of the day, it's whatever, but a win would be nice soon. A couple other quick notes. I thought Grubauer looked fine. He wasn't tested much. Not a ton he could do on either of the goals scored against him. Andrei Burakovsky playing on the top line was pretty clearly a passenger, and that might just be Landeskog and McKinnon are not used to playing off of him, but he's certainly no Mikko, and we really knew that already. That is the end of this preseason game video review. Thank you for watching, and as always, a special thank you to all of my contributors on both PayPal and Patreon. Thank you so much to all of you, and if you like content like this, consider throwing a couple of bucks my way down in the description. I'm Rudo3, and the Avs have their first back-to-back of the year this weekend.
Avalanche time, come on.